From Bustleton to Broome, this is Spirit Drive.
His career has spanned decades with bands like Noiseworks. Also In Excess, The Dead Daisies, and his solo work. You may have heard this track on The Spirit as well. A cracking tune, Feel Like Letting Go, and he will be in Western Australia this coming weekend. Jon Stevens, welcome to Spirit Drive.
Oh, thanks, Matt. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Getting there.
Well, you're getting to the final leg of the national tour in Perth this weekend. Is it usually a pleasant or sad feeling when a tour wraps up?
It's a bit of both, actually. Really looking forward to getting back to WA and playing, and certainly with the Starlight tour with Kate Sabano and Phil Spano and everybody. It's been such an amazing tour. It's like a big family on stage. We have a great time. So it's just one of those things where, it's sad to see this part of it end, but it's great to be with everybody, all your mates, having a great night.
You just mentioned then you've been touring with one of the country's finest female vocalists, Kate Ceberano, which you've had a long professional history with. It must have been a no-brainer to get her on board.
Yeah, she's like my little sister. She's just a wonderful person, just lovely to be around. Beautiful-hearted lady, and just amazing artist. She's an incredible singer, songwriter, and her career has been probably as diverse as mine, We've sort of spanned, different genres of music over both our careers. And, there's just a great chemistry between us. And it's clearly obvious for all to see, And so it's great to be back on stage with her and, singing some of the Jesus Christ Superstar songs with her. Yeah. And just, a bunch of other tracks we do together, along with our hits and now, for me, some new stuff.
Now, before this tour in Australia, you were playing shows in the UK where it's had a rather chaotic period. What was it like being there during the height of all that? Yeah,
it was pretty kind of scary, really. A bit surreal because, we got caught up in the night the bridge, the mayhem happened on the London Bridge, and, the London went into lockdown, and we couldn't, we were just out at dinner and we couldn't get back to a hotel till 5 a.m. in the morning because there was nothing was happening. Nobody was moving. So it was very surreal, and it put a damper on the spirits of things, of course. But the resilience of English people, it's just amazing. A couple of days goes by and everyone's just back to work. It's a massive metropolis, and, it's not that anybody's, didn't think about it. It's just that life goes on, and, that duration we were there also, we were staying just down the road from the Grenfell Tower. And so, I woke up in the morning seeing that burning. And we had to drive past it every day. So it was just kind of like, it was just sickening. It was just sickening, actually, to think that could have been prevented. Bureaucrats did their job properly. But this is the way of bureaucrats, I suppose. So people make mistakes, I don't know. Anyway, we got through the tour. It was great. It was, great to get home and just, look, we're a long way away from the rest of the world, and I love it like that, It's great.
Good to have you back home. Well, anyway, tell us about the writing and recording of the album Starlight, because you collaborated with some of the best in the biz. How did that all eventuate?
Eventuated with a friend of mine in London who I was talking to about doing some shows in Europe, and we got talking about producers. I'd made a record in Australia, and it came out in 2015 called Woman. It was an album that I did with my Australian musicians and just produced it myself here, etc. And I was wanting to make another record in 2016, and I was speaking to my mate in London, and I said I wanted to make another record. Do you know any producers? So I didn't want to produce this one myself. And he rattled off a few names, and Dave Stewart's name came up, and I said I love Dave Stewart.
Yeah.
And he sent Dave the Woman album. Dave loved it and said, I want to work with you. And so really within a matter of a few weeks, a month or so, I was in the studio in LA with Dave writing songs. And he had some famous friends that called in for a drink, see what he's doing, and he's working with me, and people like Ringo Starr and Arianthi, Vanessa Ramosi, an old friend of mine, came in and sang on the track. Richie Zambora. It's just a lot of different people. But the thing is, it's not like, you don't call them up and say, I want you to come play on the album. They just call in and say, all right, in the Ringo's case, we had dinner with him at Dave's place, and it was just one of those things where, we had a lovely night just having dinner and chatting and telling stories, and we got the guitars out and started playing and singing, and he was like, holy hell, do you want to come and sing at my birthday party? And I'm like, sure, man. And he returned the favour by, playing on One Way Street, which is on the album, and it was, it's just a great honour, and I'm just really still in awe of the fact that he played drums on my record. And
that's brilliant.
And the other thing, he was so gracious. I mean, Ringo was in the middle of a tour, and he had a day off, and he actually flew back to LA, and we recorded the drums in his house, at his house, and
wow.
he flew back on the road. So, that shows the measure of the man. He's just an amazing man, and just very, very grateful, to have worked with him.
What is it like going in his house? You'd be probably a bit nervous. You don't want to touch or break anything. You just got eyes for the studio. That's it. Yeah.
You roll in and just do what you got to do, and have a laugh, and roll out. But working. I mean, Dave is just a wonderful person. Good human beings, really good-hearted, spiritual cats. Just like onto it. And so it's just awesome to work with people, like-minded people that are, do it for all the right reasons. And when you've been that successful, you're not really fazed by anything, because you're in the moment of making music, creating. That's the most important ingredient for all of us.
Now, of course, Australian audiences have loved your catalogue for decades. So how have they been responding on this tour to this new album?
Absolutely going nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing reactions. The audiences and shows and response has been beyond. All the reviews have been beyond amazing. And it's a great package, and it's a great show, and it's Australian made. What can I say?
Well, it is a different world these days from your beginnings to now. Social media, streaming services have certainly changed things, but it seems you've been embracing it, though.
Oh, there's my limited knowledge. I try to embrace it, and I do get on, like my Facebook. I check out my Facebook, and I do respond to people. I do a lot of the sites. They always have somebody doing it for them. I mean, Instagram I'm not so great at, and Twitter I'm forget Twitter. I don't even know what that is. But certainly Facebook, I've managed to be able to work out how to post stuff and say hi or answer people back, if they ask me a question. So I really enjoy that interaction with fans and having that instant access. It's actually really a great thing,
Now, of course, this tour is wrapping up in Perth this weekend. What have you got planned for the rest of the year and beyond?
I'll come back to Melbourne for 2 days, and then I go to Bali, and
nice.
Then I come, working sort of thing in Bali. But then I come back, and then I go to Europe on September 4th, and I'm actually doing a show with Dave Stewart and a bunch of other people,
wow.
like Martin Chambers from the Pretenders, and Clem Burke from Blondie, and a few other of Dave's mates. Vanessa's coming over. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of us that are doing this show. It's Dave's birthday, and we're doing a show, and who knows who else is going to show up. But I'm going to do that, and then my album's coming out in the UK on September 15th. So I'm
cool.
sort of there doing promo and doing acoustic stuff, and so I'll be gone for pretty much most of September, and then I come back to Australia and start with the Calandra Festival on 2nd of October, and up in Queensland, yeah.
Sounds fantastic. You sound like one of the hardest working blokes in the industry here in Australia, and we are looking forward to seeing you on the stage with Kate Ceberano. That is happening 2 days' time, this Friday. If you're heading to Perth, Astor Theatre is where it's at. frontiertouring.com.au is where to go to grab a ticket. Jon Stevens, it's been absolute pleasure having you on Spirit Drive, and break a leg on Friday.
Thanks, Matt. I'll try not to, but I'll try to get through it.
Thanks, mate. Cheers for joining us.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.